So hey guys, welcome to my channel. So guys, today we are starting a new series on JavaScript, and you are seeing on the screen I have write that what is JavaScript. So in this tutorial we will discuss about what is JavaScript, why we use JavaScript, and with the help of JavaScript what we can do and why we should learn JavaScript. These are all the main points. Now firstly I will say you that before starting JavaScript you should have basic knowledge of HTML and CSS. If you have no any knowledge of HTML and CSS, then go to my channel playlist section and access the HTML and CSS playlist. Otherwise I will give the link in this video description. Then you can watch the whole playlist of HTML and CSS. Okay, so now come to the point. Firstly I will show the comparison between HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I will give you two examples on comparison between these. So first example is that what is HTML? HTML is equal to skeleton. Everyone know about skeleton. It's the bone of structure. Okay, so we compare the skeleton to HTML because skeleton is without mind, without skins, without muscles. Similarly, HTML is without beauty, without color and without any arrangement. And without any color, without any arrangement, your websites looks not too attractive and not too good and not too beautiful. So we comparing HTML with skeleton. Okay, now if we fill the skeleton with skins, muscles, colors, then humans look too good, too beautiful. Similarly, we give the CSS to HTML, then our websites look too beautiful, fully arranged, fully attractive. Okay, because CSS can give the color to websites. You are seeing so many websites fully responsive, fully colorful, fully attractive, so in which we are using CSS. Okay, so we compare CSS with skins, muscles, and if any human being want to move here to there, walking, running, etc., these are everything is depend upon command, and command in the control of mind. Okay, so mind can control our full body structure. Similarly, if we want to add functionality in our website, so we need JavaScript. Basically JavaScript used for making dynamic websites and form validations. So we compare JavaScript with mind. Even we can say that JavaScript is a mind of websites. Okay, and second one example is that similarly we have a car without color, without tire, without seat. This is our HTML. If we give the color to car, if we fit the tire and fit the seats, then our car looks too beautiful. So this is our CSS, and the main part of car for running, it's a engine. So we compare engine to a JavaScript. Okay, these are the basic comparison between HTML, CSS and JavaScripts. So now for adding functionality we use JavaScript. With the help of JavaScript we can functionality in websites. If any visitor come on website, and what do we want to do on reload, on refreshing, what do we want to do? When mouse goes here to there, what do we want to do? On clicking we want to show pop-up windows. So these are the functionality. Okay, we can do with the help of JavaScript. In future we will learn in JavaScript tutorial how we can create a pop-up windows, how we can create a functions, how we can create a reloads and clicks, and how we can create a form validations, and everything we will learn in later JavaScript tutorial. And upcoming series is very important and very interesting for all guys. Okay, so these are the functions points, and other than we have two-way. And now I'm telling about two phases. We have a two-way. First is front end and second one is back end. And in front end we should learn HTML, CSS and basic JavaScript and some other frameworks. And in backend we can learn many languages: PHP, Python, Node.js, Java and some other database, MongoDB, SQL, MySQL, etc. These are the part of backend. But I recommend don't need to learn any extra language. If you are learning front end and in front end you are also learning a JavaScript tutorial, so you can go for JavaScript. If you learn JavaScript basic to advanced, then we will go for JavaScript backend, Node.js. Node.js is a part of backend. So if we will learn JavaScript from basic to advanced, then we will go for backend Node.js. So in this case we can say that JavaScript is a front end and as well as backend language. Okay, and now we read some points and theory part. So let's go to the slides, and in these slides we discuss some theory part, like what is JavaScript and what is interpreted scripting language and what is event based and what is client side scripting language and what is OOP. OOP means object oriented programming language, and these are the points we will discuss in this video. So please watch the full video. Now firstly start JavaScript, you should learn HTML and CSS. I already told you that before starting JavaScript tutorial you should have learned basic knowledge of HTML and CSS. If you don't have any knowledge about HTML and CSS, so you can access my HTML and CSS playlist. And next, so now question arises that what is JavaScript? Now everyone thinking what is JavaScript, what is JavaScript? So JavaScript is a programming language. We have so many programming language, C, C++, and JavaScript is also programming language, or someone says it scripting language, because every tag, every text and every document write in script tag. So we called JavaScript is a scripting language. Now with the help of JavaScript, what we can do? JavaScript makes our website fully dynamic, and JavaScript is an interpreted, and JavaScript is client side, event based and object oriented scripting language. These are the points we discuss in this video. And also we can say JavaScript client side language, but someone says it server side scripting language. Now these are all the points, and all question arise in your mind, and what is JavaScript, what is interpreted means, and what is client side, what is event, what is object oriented. These are all the questions arise in all minds. So now I will tell you about dynamic. We have two type of websites. First one is static and second one is dynamic. And static website is that when we will search or open any website, we see no any changes. When we reload the website, when we open the websites, no changes will show. Again and again we open and refresh, no difference will show. So we called static website, and we also called static website is fixed site. Okay, and other one is dynamic website. Dynamic website is that when we open any website and we see many changes on refreshing. When we refresh the website again and again, then the content, its images, its slides changes on refreshing. We called this site is fully dynamic. Okay, for example, news sites are also a dynamic website. When we refresh the websites, all news changes on refreshings. Okay, so we have two websites. Don't worry, we already discussed on these topics in detail videos. So now next point is that what is the meaning of interpreted. So Interpreted means inbuilt classes are required in JavaScript. Already many of inbuilt classes are in JavaScript, so no need to write code from zero level and no need to creation any type of classes, in which we can use inbuilt classes and makes our websites dynamic. So this is a main reason we say JavaScript interpreted scripting language. These are the main point. Now this is the main reason of interpreted scripting language. JavaScript is that language in which many of classes are inbuilt, in which no need to write code from zero level. Similarly, you can see C language. In C language, you write a code from zero level and create so many questions and so many documents. But in JavaScript you have already inbuilt classes. You just use these classes and make your websites fully dynamic, fully responsive and fully functionality. Only use just inbuilt classes. Okay, no need to write code from zero level. Already inbuilt classes are there. And now next question is arise, that meaning of event base. And event means clicking. Some action will perform on click, and page loading is also event. Mouse goes here to there on clicking. What we want to change, it also event. In JavaScript we use many functions, all functions based on events. Events is a action perform. When any visitor comes on websites, what do we want to do? Okay, we have so many type of events. We have mouse events, keyboard events, window events. So mouse event is that click, double click, right click, left click, mouse over, mouse out, drag or drop. Click, double click, right click. These are all the major points. If any visitor open your websites and click any buttons, what do we want to do? And if we click double click, what do we want to do? And right click maximum we use. Okay, left click also we use. Mouse over, when we hover any button, what do we want to show? Mouse over, when we release the mouse on this button, what do we want to show? Drag and drop is also. These are all the mouse events. And other one is keyboard events. We have 4 arrow buttons on keyboard: key press, key up, key down. If we key press, then website is open. If we press the key up button, then the websites go up. And if we press the key down button, then websites go down. So these are the keyboard events. And other one is window events: load, unload, resize, scroll. If anyone load the websites, then what do we want to show? And if we unload the websites, then what do we want to show? If anyone resize our websites, so what do we want to show? And other one is scroll. If anyone scroll our websites, and what do we want to show? So these are the functions. And next one is, what is the meaning of client-side scripting language? Basically we have two type of scripting language: client-side and server-side. I will create a dedicated video on these topics in detail, but in this video I will tell you only little bit knowledge. It means site run in browser, HTML, CSS and JavaScript sent by a server on browser, then site run in front of clients. Later we will discuss on this detail. Okay, for example, I will tell you about client-side scripting language by an example. If any visitor, if any user open any websites, then request goes to server, and server check HTML, CSS, JavaScript present in these websites. If server got it, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then it will send to the browser and then run website, run in the front of users, not in server. It's all detail HTML, CSS and JavaScript sent by server to a browser, and on browser it will run and show full websites. So these are the client side scripting language. And server side is opposite to the client side. Any users run the website and any user search any websites, then the request goes to server, and server check the HTML, CSS, JavaScript and run it in the server, and then send only HTML in front of users, not full HTML, CSS, JavaScript, only send the HTML in front of users. Okay, these are major difference between client side scripting language and server side scripting language. Don't worry, I will create a dedicated video on it. So next one is OOP. What is the meaning of object oriented programming language? Object oriented programming language means some feature present in any language. If we want to make any language object oriented programming language in which objects, classes, encapsulations, inheritance features available. These features makes language object oriented. We have already one of language OOP is C++. C++ is also a object oriented programming language, because in C++ objects, classes, encapsulation, inheritance, these features are available. If we want to make any language object oriented programming language in which these 4 features are available, okay, then we called these language object oriented programming language. So these are the major points of JavaScript. Okay, so this is a complete video on what is JavaScript. If you have any doubt, comment in the comment section. I will help you anytime, and I have already give the social platform link in description, so follow me on social platform. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video. Bye bye and take care.